Hi everyone, it is Tracy Malone from narcissistabusesupport.com. I am a narcissistic abuse coach specializing in divorce, estrangement, families. You got it, anything, I'm there. But today we're going to talk about narcissists at work. They all have jobs. They create crazy chaos wherever they are because they can't help themselves. If you think about any workplace, right, it should be earned through skills and leadership. Power should be earned, right? But when that power gets claimed through charm and manipulation and this hunger for control, narcissists rise through the ranks, often by stepping on everyone else to get there. So what do we do? They can be employees, they can be managers, executives. It creates turmoil for all the employees, and it becomes a psychological war zone if the management can't rake it in and set good boundaries to protect the other employees. When you've got someone who is creating such chaos in the culture, it creates a culture of fear where people are afraid to speak up because of perhaps it's the boss. People are afraid to talk to other people because it becomes this environment that isn't normal, right? It becomes collaboration. It doesn't happen as much anymore. It really erodes the whole nucleus of a work environment. Um, what we have to remember is narcissists abuse power. They manipulate up. So they manipulate people up the chain, but they bully down. So if they are the boss, they're going to be the bully, right? And let's just say they're an executive, right? They're going to have this polished look and all of this stuff, but behind the doors, they're going to be emotionally exploitive and they're going to sabotage people and they're going to gaslight people and they're going to be emotionally a wreck and cause havoc in the environment, right? They've got to be the best. So if people outshine them, well, that's good in a work environment that everybody's smart. Narcissistic leaders tend to end up being credit thieves. I'm not saying they're going to steal your financial credit. I'm saying they're going to take credit for what you do. Um, that happens in many companies, but narcissists are leading the way, right? They undermine the whole entire work environment and make people feel unsafe. So the risk of having these people in your office, what do you do if it's the boss? This is the hardest part. Hopefully there's an HR department, but not every company has that. So um, you know, what happens to the people if you do have HR? It's critical that they understand this and get some help if they don't, because this can escalate into lawsuits and all kinds of things that could potentially take down the company. If some boss, for example, is raging at all the junior employees, the other ones are going to leave. They don't want to be the next victim, and it's going to create a hostile environment for everything. So again, we're going to record, we're going to document, um, but if it's a senior executive, right? We have to understand that HR has to have like investigations, right? Independent investigations are really important, like a third party HR consulting, so that they are not perceived as bias, especially we're talking senior executive here, right? If it is someone in the C-suite, HR should be ready to get the board involved to protect the company and risk, right? Reputation and legal threats are real. And so if you are not taking them seriously and getting some help and documenting this stuff, it could backfire and it could be a problem for the company. So if you think about narcissists, right? They impress. They go out of their way to rise above and be the best and show everyone that. And that's okay. But if someone is there and they are abusing the employees and it creates such a horrible vibe. If you're watching this video, you know you have someone there, right? So let's think about this. How do you survive? How do you survive if you've got a narcissist at work, right? Sign up for this. You signed up to do your job and get a paycheck. But instead, every day you are walking on eggshells, feeling unsafe, feeling invisible, getting your stuff stolen. You are dealing with hostility and probably getting PTSD in the mix because you don't feel safe, right? It doesn't matter if it's your boss or your peer, right? The dynamic is exhausting and it is painful. So if HR could get help for the wounded employee, that would help. If HR can get help for the narcissist and put in strong boundaries and warnings, and this is not okay, then you're building a case in case you have to get rid of them. They build their own cases, so you have to have yours, right? So make sure that you are protecting yourself. Um, what do you do if you can't quit? Some people have to quit. There's no question. If there's no HR and there's no one to help you, and it's your boss or even a coworker and nobody's there to help you, you might have to leave. There's no question about that. But if you document and keep track of everything, then you're going to be in a better place. You have to set small boundaries. You have to talk to HR. You have to care for your nervous system and know that whatever the narcissist is doing to you is because you're better than them. That's important. People forget that thing. They won't go after you unless they were a rival, unless they wanted to take away your light to brighten theirs, right? That's what you have to realize. You're doing it because you're a threat. So I want you to create that paper trail. I want you to create, whether it's with HR or without, but also I think protecting your reputation and almost proactively because they're going to try to destroy it, right? So if you keep your performance documented, track your wins, your goals, and things that you've done, praise you've received, keep that in a file. If they are going to go after you and try to get you fired, having a reputation folder of things that you've done, put out things to your team or to your leader or your boss and go, hey, this was a great thing we just did. And now you've got that email to show what it is, right? So, you have to learn to detach when you're dealing with manipulation. You have to learn to be calm and give professional replies. Using gray rock is a really good technique. Do you guys know what that is? So gray rock is where you be boring, where you don't give them anything. You don't give them anything to feed on. Don't give them any more details. They ask you how your weekend was. You don't tell them. You just go, fine, everything is fine. You just don't give them any information. And then know when it's time to leave because if nobody's going to help you, why do you want to stay? They're not going to protect you. You've got to take some action. Now, if they are harassing you and it's really bad, you could bring charges, to the company and try to get some kind of action or some kind of protection. But that doesn't always end well. So if you have a narcissist at work, you have to protect yourself and you have to get help for it because if you don't have coping skills to deal with this abuse, you're going to say something wrong, do something wrong. Not that they're wrong, but to the narcissist, they'll be inferred as wrong. And again, more landmines. So this is Tracy Malone. I hope this little video about narcissists at work helped you. I am here. If you need any help, you can reach me on my website, narcissistabusesupport.com. And I look forward to seeing you on my next video. If you liked this video, please like and share and hit the subscribe button. I am trying so hard. I just hit 4 million views, but I'd love to get my subscribers up. So please subscribe and I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much.